Welcome back to the Spirituality Simplified YouTube channel. I am your host, samkabert, and this is episode number 5 of a 6-part mini-series that has to do with my book, Overcome the Overwhelm. So once again, if you just randomly came across this video because you found it on YouTube or you're a subscriber and you don't know what I'm talking about, or you haven't watched the previous 4 videos, I would invite you to just hit pause, go back to video 1. And if you don't have the book, Overcome the Overwhelm, you can get your copy in the description with this video by just clicking the link. For everyone else that came from the book and scan the QR code, thank you so much for being here. And if this is the first video you're checking out and you haven't watched the previous videos, again, I would recommend to start from the first video because it's going to make more sense as we're building. Now we're at step number 5. With all of that being said, let's just recap what we've done so far. We've done the first 4 steps, which include the first phase and the second phase of the breath process. The first phase is breathe. The reason why I have 3 phases with the breath process is because I understand that 6 steps can be a lot for when you experience a trigger and be like, what are those 6 steps? So if there's anything that you remember and just want to keep it super simple, the themes of the 6 steps are breathe, feel, and now at the third theme, think intentionally. So the first phase is made up of the first 2 steps, breathing. Number 1, breathe to slow down, relax to feel. Second phase is feel. This is about going deeper on these feelings. So the third step is energy to reveal, asking yourself, what is this energy here to teach me? What's the lesson? What is it revealing to me? Sometimes that can be hard, which is why the 4th step is accept to surrender. Those 2 steps, energy to reveal and accept to surrender, make up phase 2 of feeling. Those first 4 steps, or the first 2 themes, make up the shadow work. And as Carl Jung, the famous Swiss psychiatrist, famously coined in terms of shadow work, it's essentially illuminating parts of our psyche that we don't have access to, or making the unconscious, as he would call it, what I call subconscious, conscious awareness. Remembering that our subconscious awareness makes up 95% of our total awareness. And that is what we don't have access to. We're only consciously aware of what's going on in terms of our thoughts and feelings, 5%. And how do we get to that 95%? We do it through the shadow work, which is why it's so important to do the first 4 steps. Well, you may be thinking to yourself, Sam, I don't want to do that. That work is hard. That's difficult. And, I hear from people just to never entertain a negative thought and always to feel happy and to feel good. And to that, I say, I take a contrarian approach. I call that toxic positivity. I think there's a huge movement in our collective consciousness of like, never feel negative, always feel and think good. But the problem with that is we're basically, in a lot of ways, compartmentalizing and putting something in a box that we're never going to enter again. And the reason why we continuously either feel depressed, sad, anxious, fearful, stressed, angry, whatever the issue is we're not working through it. And we're just telling ourselves, oh, I'm only going to feel good, right? But it's in the acceptance and the surrendering to how we feel that we, listen to me carefully, earn the right. That is right. We earn the right to get into positive affirmations by doing our shadow work. Y'all, this system works. This is actually a framework that a lot of people use. I've just put a specific cadence to it and step process that makes sense so that when we realize we're experiencing a trigger, instead of getting caught in that trigger, we can surrender to it through the 6 steps. So with all of that said, now is the time for fun. This is the time for lightness. This is the time for positive affirmations because we have earned the right and gone through the more dense and heavy emotions. So with that, step number 5 is transform into empowering beliefs. I'm going to walk you guys through a visualization in this video where we're going to do some shadow work to start off. And we're going to do that so you can get the full experience. I call this my shatter limiting beliefs visualization. I have a whole free 5-day challenge that I'll tell you about later on. And it's completely free. A lot of my clients have done it. And it has a lot of the framework of the 6 steps. beliefs. But in this short video, I just want to give you a little taste so you can get an idea of the alchemization process. In addition to that, I'll tell you afterwards how to work with those empowering beliefs. I think we're ready to dive in. So let's go ahead and dive in. As always, if you're not able to just be seated and to be in a place of stillness where you have somewhat of a quiet environment, then just hit pause and come back to us when you can. For the rest of us, go ahead and find a comfortable seat, close down the eyes, and just beginning to elongate the breath. Feeling your feet on the floor, your palms on your lap. Slow inhales through the nose, and longer and slower exhales through the mouth. Just grounding in. Bring your awareness to your feet, giving your toes a wiggle, and just feeling the energy pulsing at the bottom of your footbed. Just breathing into the bottoms of your feet. Feel that. We're just doing a body scan. As you feel the bottoms of your feet, and you continue to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, just ever so gently bring your awareness from the bottoms of your feet to your ankles. If it helps, you can give your ankles a little bit of a roll. And from your ankles, noticing your shins and your calves, continuing to inhale and exhale. And asking yourself, what is a negative narrative or a negative story that plays on loop in my mind? Not overthinking it, just letting the first thing that comes through to land for you. What is a negative story or a negative narrative that tends to play on loop in my mind? Breathing into that, and we're going to accept this limiting belief. So I want you to just repeat in your mind's eye, or maybe whisper aloud, this negative story, just in a few words, as if it were a mantra or an affirmation. What is that negative belief? As you're inhaling and exhaling, feeling your knees, continuing to repeat this limiting belief as you inhale and exhale, and bring your awareness from your knees to your thighs, breathing into your hips, continuing this limiting belief as you feel your lower belly, and bring that awareness from your lower belly up to your chest. Inhaling and exhaling, repeating this limiting belief as you make your way up from your chest to your throat, from your throat all the way up to that space between your eyebrows, your third eye. And a big inhale all the way up. And exhaling, letting it go, bringing that awareness just gently to your third eye, releasing any tension, and repeating this negative narrative, this limiting belief. And from your third eye, just seeing this belief start to shift from the center to the left, just in front of your forehead, and moving this negative belief to the left, to the left. Continuing to inhale and exhale, repeating this limiting belief, and moving it all the way to the left till it's behind you, and it dissipates, it disappears. Bringing your awareness back to your third eye, you now have this new room for growth. And asking yourself, what is the opposite of that negative belief I was just telling myself? What is an empowering, limitless belief? Not overthinking it, just letting the first thing that comes through to land for you. And repeating this empowering, limitless belief whether you're just whispering it to yourself or repeating it in your mind's eye. And big inhales through the nose, exhaling it out. And from your awareness of your third eye, just slowly moving from your third eye to the bridge of your nose, down to your mouth, from your mouth to your neck, repeating this empowering, limitless belief as you inhale and exhale, and feeling your shoulders, feeling your upper arms, continuing to repeat this empowering belief from your upper arms to your lower arms, to your wrists and your fingers, as you continue to inhale and exhale, making your way from your fingers back through your wrists, your lower arms, your upper arms, and back to your shoulders, continuing to repeat this empowering, limitless belief as you scan down from your shoulders to your chest, inhaling and exhaling, repeating this positive affirmation, scanning down from the chest to your lower belly, your hips, feeling your thighs, repeating this empowering, limitless belief as you feel your knees, and continuing to inhale and exhale, feeling your shins and your calves, repeating this empowering belief, noticing your ankles, your feet, giving your toes a little bit of a wiggle, settling them back down, just noticing the energy from the bottom of your footbed and feeling connected to the earth. Repeating this empowering belief and finding an inhale, drawing up this energy from the earth to the bottoms of your feet and inhaling that all the way up to your chest. Sipping in a bit more at the top. Hold. Repeat this empowering belief and exhale any more resistance or negativity. Let it all out. Inhaling up. Sipping in a bit more at the top. Sipping a bit more. Swallow. Roll back the eyes as if you're looking at your third eye. Repeat this empowering belief. And on the exhale, let go of any more negativity. Let it all go. Letting the breath return to its natural state and rhythm. Keeping your eyes closed. And just noticing how you feel. Being present with any of the energies coming through. And slowly just flickering the eyes back open. Welcome back. Now we have an empowering, limitless belief to work with. So if you don't have a piece of paper and a pen by you, or you're watching this, I don't know, on your computer, your iPad or whatever, and you can't multitask for whatever reason, just go ahead and hit pause right now and write down your empowering, limitless belief so you don't forget. Now that you've written that limitless belief, here's what you can do next. I know I talked about this in the book, Overcome the Overwhelm, but our brain operates in different brainwave states. Throughout our day, we can be anywhere in 3 different ranges of a beta brainwave state. What we want to do is shift from beta to theta when we are repeating our empowering belief. And the reason is When our brain is in a theta brainwave state, it is most receptive to build what's called new neural pathways for new neural networks in the brain. In basic terminology, what we're saying is this is how we rewire and reprogram the subconscious mind. This is how, when we say these affirmations, it lands within the nervous system and we start to change into actually believing this empowering belief. That is an I am statement, not an I will. It's an I am statement. Make sure of that as well. I forgot I mentioned that earlier in the video. So some ways you can get into the theta brainwave state are through breath work, through meditation, when you go to bed at night and you're drifting off to sleep, and when you first wake up in the morning. So how you can work with this empowering belief is when you're doing your breath work, your meditation, or whatever works for you to kind of settle in, go through this positive affirmation. When you drift off to sleep at night, repeat this as you drift off. When you wake up in the morning, instead of going to your phone, checking your email or social media, repeating this empowering belief. That is how you can integrate and work with this empowering belief. This is step number 5 of the 6-step breath process. And how this would look in real time is like if something goes on in your day, it's your work day, you feel a stressor, you work through the first 4 steps in the 6-step breath process, then get to your empowering belief, say that before you exit from your little cocoon of going within and you get back into the external world. That's how you would use this in real time for the 6-step breath process. So I hope you got so much out of this. If you have questions, feel free to leave a comment or you can email me. My email address is in the description with this video. I do this visualization, a much more extended version. This was just like an introduction to it. So know that if you want to go deeper with it, I can give you some resources to experience this to go deeper. And if you don't have your copy of Overcome the Overwhelm, or you're enjoying these videos in the book and you want to share it with a friend, feel free to go to the description of the video that you're watching or listening to now and just find that link and you can get your copy or extra copies or share it with a friend from that link. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the final video, the 6th video for the 6-step breath process very soon.